Tindy C. This is Radio Fox.
Hello, Tindy C here, and you're listening to the second hour of the Tindy C show. I'm now chatting with Sups, one of the lead singers from the critically acclaimed electro-rock-bhangra band, Swami, who I initially met a few years ago. Hello, Sups, how are you?
Hi, Tindy, I'm very good. How are you? Thank you.
Really nice to hear from you, because it's been a few years, hasn't it?
It's been a while, yeah. I mean, you'll be happy to know that since the album's come out, you're actually the first interview that I'm doing.
Way hey, Radio Fox, woo! So, okay, now, 2 years in the making, and I guess it's time to let the upgrade begin, because you recently released your new single, Back It Up, from your latest album, Upgrade. So tell me about this track.
We wanted to come back with a bang, because we have been away, as you said, for a few years now.
Right.
We spent a good couple of years writing this album. We had a good between 13 and 16 songs that we were messing around with. We whittled it down to the best 10 or 12, and we actually rewrote the album, and each song about 3 times. Each song exists in English and in Punjabi and Hindi.
What, so every single song?
Every single song that you hear on the album. There's a fully English version of the album, and then there's an international version which has Punjabi and Hindi lyrics all over it. So, if anybody here has downloaded the track Back It Up, they'll realise there's 2 versions to download: the Desi version and the sort of the English version. I've
actually got both versions lined up here. So, which one would you rather I played today?
It's strange, actually. When I first joined Swami, I wanted us to play more of the English stuff because I thought that would be more commercial. But I guess in the years of being in this group, I've really started to love the Desi stuff. So personally, I think I prefer the Desi version.
Okay, I'll make sure I play the Desi version then.
Wonderful. What about you? Which version do you prefer when you listen to them?
I mean, I like them both. I think probably the Desi version. And I did see something on the internet, actually, about the band chatting about this track. And Liana was saying about the start being very euphoric and sexy sounding. Can you tell me a little bit more about the actual music of this song?
Well, the music of the song is a bit more in line with what Swami do, in the sense that we don't really follow the rules. Anybody who listens to this track will immediately know that it's made for a dance floor, it's made for a club, it's made for people that want to move. There's a lot of energy in the song, in the instrumentation, but as always, we've very organically fused the type of instruments that we've used. I think fuse is probably the wrong word because that gives the idea of fusion music, but that's actually not the case. With regards to the music itself, I mean, it's really hard-hitting. The drums, they're solid, they hit you in the face, but the actual main crux, the main instrument of this song is a sarangi-type instrument at the start, which has got electronic filters all over it, so really hats off have to go to DJ Swami Diamond for this track. He's spent a lot of time honing that sound for this first track, so we wanted people to know from the offset what to expect, and I think Back It Up allows them to do that. Okay,
so that's why it was chosen as your first release from the actual album then?
Yeah.
Okay, because there is still very much a Swami sound about the track. I mean, obviously it has developed. I can tell that it's slightly different, but it's got a very Swami feel to it as well, hasn't it?
Definitely. I mean, that's something we can't escape, and I don't know if it's something we do on purpose. I mean, everything that goes into a Swami song, everything is 101% deliberate. It's on purpose. There's no sort of nothing being left to chance or a possible mistake. So whatever you hear in there is Swami through and through. It's not that we've borrowed samples left, right, and centre. All the Indian percussion that you hear on the album was recorded in India. You know, we've got a team. Internationally, we've got a team in Canada, a team in the States, a team in India itself, in Mumbai. And we tend to move around, and when we're doing different sections of the song, you know, the synth parts, for example, were recorded here in Diamond Studio in London. The vocals were done in quite a few different places, actually. But every instrument you hear was recorded authentically. We haven't borrowed them from a library anywhere. So the sounds that you hear, they're classically Swami. They're pushing, at the risk of repeating ourselves, we are pushing our own personal boundaries by trying to make that sound a little bit cleaner. And at the same time, letting people know immediately, okay, this song can only belong to Swami.
Yeah, no, because I felt that anyway. Because I mean, what can they actually expect from the album and from the other tracks?
What you can expect from the album? Okay, I mean, for anybody that has heard Swami before, when they hear this album, parts of the songs will help them identify us immediately. They'll know, okay, that is Swami. But at the same time, we will do things that will perhaps make them a little bit dizzy as well, because they'll think, hang on, not only have I not heard Swami doing this, I haven't heard any British Asian artist doing this. And when I say things like that, I mean there's some real genuine songwriting going on this album. Back It Up, I suppose, isn't the best example of this because that's really just a feel track. You're meant to feel that track. You're meant to dance to it. Yeah. You're not meant to concentrate too deliberately on the lyrics. You're not meant to look too far into what the song's about. But there are songs in there where we've made statements where, again, as we've done in our previous albums, we've questioned who we are ourselves. We've also asked our listeners to try and think a bit harder about who they might be. The rest of the album has a lot of fantastic guitar work in it. There's a lot of brilliant synth melodies in there. We've got as contemporary as we possibly can, but there's some real issues that we're dealing with lyrically as well.
Okay.
But this is the first album we've recorded having Liana in the band.
Right.
And obviously that's a new perspective that comes into the songwriting as well. Previously the perspective was from 3 or 4 British Asian guys, but now you've got an English girl giving her side of the story as well.
Okay, fantastic. So how would you say you guys have grown as artists, and how's this reflected in the music?
We've all grown as artists in the sense that we've experienced a lot since we started writing this album. We took the initial stages of the album out and we toured it in Canada. We did an entire tour of Canada playing the very original versions of these songs, and based upon the feedback, we rewrote them completely. Everybody is doing their own projects. Liana is doing her own projects. S-Enz has written his own album and has started to release that as well. Diamond works with musicians all over the world. I myself play in 2 other bands, and I'm producing my own material as well.
Right, is it 2 other bands now? Because was it Killer Yogis last time? And
yeah, that's right. That still goes on, but now I'm also doing my own sort of solo material too.
Okay.
But what's happened is that whereas S-Enz before, I would say he's made the biggest development, the rapper in the band, because previously what he contributed to the final song was sections of rap in different parts of the song, but now he's gone away and he's hit the studio as a songwriter, coming out with some really wonderful lyrics and some nice concepts that we've been able to sing on some of these tracks.
But I cannot wait to hear the album.
I tell you what, I can't wait for it to be released. We've been sitting on it for so long, and we thought if we're really going to go for it hard this time. Wow. So I'm sure you remember 5, 3, 4, 3, 1, where you listen to songs like Sugarless, and that was where we were then. But we've come a long way since that.
I still love Sugarless. I love the rendition you did when you did it just for me. I'm going to say, yeah, he sung it personally just for me for a soundbite for this show, and I love that. I love that one. Okay, I'm going to ask you something on a personal note now. Yeah, I was doing my background research on the net, and I must say, you look much younger than you have ever looked. A lot younger. What is your secret? I want to know this, because how do you actually manage that being a rock star? I mean, because you're supposed to have like all these like rock star kind of like nights with little sleep and loads of vices and all the rest of that. I mean, how do you manage it?
I'll tell you what. Well, I can either tell you a lie or I can tell you the truth. The genuine fact is the fact that I do take care of myself. I'm very careful about what I put into my body. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't take any kind of drugs.
Okay.
Since becoming a quote professional musician, I've really been careful with what goes into my body. The other thing is, and the very sort of bare basic reason I look younger in the videos you would have seen on the net, is that unfortunately I was trying to trim my beard and I accidentally went a bit too far and I had to shave it. So taking the beard off has also taken a few years off my face as well.
But I did notice that your hair's a lot shorter as well, because obviously you used to remind me of the urban version of Russell Brand, and I was thinking, oh, well, I don't see it as much now because the hair's a lot shorter, isn't it? And it's a bit cleaner than Russell Brand's anyway.
Well, those videos are a few months old now, so I mean, we're actually recording a new video for another single coming out next month. Right. And again, you'll see my glorious beard has returned, but my hair is still short, so we'll see what happens. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that compliment. It's nice to be told I look young for the first time in a long time.
Well, I think you are young. Do you want to tell me when the album's actually due out? Did you say it was out in a few months' time? Is that what you said?
With regards to the album release date, there's still not an official date for the release yet. Okay. We are going to be releasing little bites, like just as we released Back It Up and we gave 2 versions, that doesn't mean those are all the versions of that song. That means those are the 2 versions that we've allowed people to hear so far. We may still release other versions of that song. We may release more acoustic videos. We know what we're doing, but we're not telling anybody until we're ready. So I'm sorry for that one. I can't give too many.
No, we're looking forward to it. Yeah, obviously you're going to keep us in touch. Tell us when the album's actually released, and we can play some more tracks from the album as well. Definitely. I appreciate everybody that has downloaded the song so far. It's had a really phenomenal response. We were hoping for the best, but we didn't expect it to be this good. So it's a good feeling. Oh, it's fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to add today? Just the fact that, well, obviously this is a hospital radio, so I hope everybody feels better and gets better soon.
Enjoy the music, and Tindy, as you all know, is a fantastic presenter. Like I said, this is my first interview, I think, in about 2.5 years. Oh, you're probably my last one as well, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I really hope everybody just enjoys the music. Every artist works hard on their music, and I know that for a fact from observing people, but we've worked to the point where we couldn't stand the sight of each other anymore. We couldn't stand the sound of our own voices anymore. We just wanted to get out of that studio, but now that we've got clean ears and we're away from all of that, I'm really excited to see how people sort of respond to the music. So I hope everyone enjoys it. And if you don't enjoy it, then it's good. It means that we were brave with what we did, and we didn't try and make something that we thought everybody would like.
Okay, that is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for this today. And I'm going to back it up right now. I'm going to play the Desi version.
Tindy C. This is Radio Fox.